The Great Game is what we called the contest between the Russian Empire and the British Empire in Central Asia in the 19th century. Now, this was a competition for power, for territory, for influence in the 19th century. But now in the 21st century, in 2025 to be precise, we should wonder whether there's a new great game at play here. And there have been some very interesting developments in the world centering around Central Asia over the last couple of days, and I'll explain why. On the 27th of July, Field Marshal Asim Munir hosted the first ever Central and South Asia Chief of Defense Conference in Islamabad. This is the first of its kind, the first conference of its kind. It had the military chiefs of all the stans, that is the Central Asian republics, former Soviet republics, Kazakhstan, Tajikistan, Uzbekistan, Turkmenistan, and of course the CENTCOM Commander General Kurila. Now, this is the first such conference of its kind hosted by Pakistan, and Pakistan is warmed up to the United States. It's a mutually beneficial relation, it looks like, and General Kurila, CENTCOM Commander, the former CENTCOM Commander, has been a key player in this game. Now, a few days later, on the 9th of August, you had President Donald Trump mediate a peace deal between Armenia and Azerbaijan in the White House. Now, this brought nearly 4 decades of fighting to a halt. And President Trump announced what he calls the TRIP, or the Trump Road for International Peace and Prosperity. Now, that passes through a very key, trouble-prone region of the world in between Armenia and Azerbaijan, specifically going from Turkey through Azerbaijan and then Armenia onto the Caspian Sea. That's the trip for you. And then a couple of days later, you had on the 22nd of August, President Donald Trump announcing his new envoy to New Delhi, Sergio Gore. Now, Sergio Gore is the youngest US ambassador to India. But that's not all. He's also been appointed the special envoy to Central Asia and South Asia. This is the first time that a US ambassador to India has been given this overarching responsibility of not just the Indian subcontinent, but Central Asia as well. Now, the interesting thing is that Sergio Gore happens to be an ethnic Russian. He was born in Uzbekistan, Tashkent to be precise, in 1986, just a few years before the demise of the Soviet Union. And before that, his parents, of course, migrated to the United States, and he remains a very, very close confidant of President Donald Trump. So what's at play here, really? This whole new great game, what are the contours of it? Let's look at this region. It is extremely important from the perspective of Europe and the United States, because this central corridor that you see here is the shortest route between China and Europe, and still shorter if you look at this route between Turkey going through Azerbaijan, Armenia, the Caspian Sea, lands you at the Central Asian republics, the stans. Now, these are some of the richest sources of oil and gas in the world. They have billions of cubic feet of gas, trillions in fact. They have billions of barrels of oil, more than 30 billion barrels of oil, and a lot of untapped natural resources like the rare earths of the kind that China has been denying the United States. So the question to be asked is, are the Central Asian stans, the Uzbekistan, Tajikistan, Turkmenistan, are they at the center of this new US game? Because if you look at it, the Trump Road for Peace and Prosperity goes through all of these countries. It is the shortest route to the stans, bypassing not just Russia and China, but Iran as well. And this is where it gets interesting. This is a corridor that the United States and Europe can use, an alternate corridor to the oil, the gas, the minerals of Central Asia. And that possibly are the contours of what we are seeing over the last couple of days. As I say, the great games afoot, and New Delhi will have to watch out very carefully.